Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Tidal from Zentangle. Now, this is an oldie but a goodie, and as I was watching Zentangle's Bijou Be Well 2025, today is today technically is day 2, but as I'm recording this, it is day 1. And I'm like, wait a minute, have we done Tidal yet? No, we haven't. So therefore, I hope you're following along. I will put a link in the description section to the series. If you have not yet subscribed to the Zentangle blog, great idea to do so. Get information right from the source. And they put on, just as an extra plug, they put on, this Bijou Be Well, because May, November, I don't know what month I'm in. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and so starting on the 10th, and I think it's through the 31st, they're doing a 21-day Zentangle journey. And so, and you don't have to buy the kits that they have with it. You do it with whatever you want. But there's just some really great information. And you get to hear Rick on his handmade Native American flute. It's beautiful music. So anyway, to the tangle. Now, this is a neat one because it can follow any string line, any place you want to fill. Now, I'm not going to do, do it the way that they've shown it on there. I just want to demonstrate the tangle. So, what I decided to do on my version of the step outs is to, let me make a box instead of going to the corners. And then, instead of making a string line, what I did was I wanted to fill in this corner. So all this is, at least until the play part, C-shaped curve lines. And so similar to the tangle crescent moon, it's kind of like that, but these are right up next to each other, kind of like a scallop, sort of, on the inside. And we'll put a little partial there. All right. And, you can stop in between, but really there's not a whole lot of gap in between them. Then, starting middle-ish from one of the bumps to the next one. And essentially, we're going to do the same thing all the way around. Now, what I found was, as I was doing this, I'm like, well, those corners get a little bit tight. And so on one, I think it was it maybe step 4 or something towards the end of my step outs, I'm like, I'm just going to skip over that. And, and that's fine to do too. Now, here's a thought. I could, for instance, that's going to end up about right here. If I wanted to continue it out, of course I could. And then you just keep going as many layers as you wish. And this, so I'm going to do it right here. So let's do to there, because it just gets a little bit too tight, but that's just me. And then let's do one more. And they don't have to be this tall. In fact, on the video, okay, we'll do a little one here. Okay. On the video that Zentangle put out, there seemed to be a little bit more sort of seed shape, if I'm remembering correctly. Oh, no, they weren't, not really. They came to more of a point, kind of like that one if it was straight on. But what's nice is you can do it however your hand wants you to do it. All right, a final step would be to put some nice wispy lines. We don't do anything with that front row, but the rows after that, just some nice wispy lines however you want them to go. I try not to worry about it too much. I just want to have it kind of filling in there. All right. And there is a similar, this one, I'm going to put it in both crevices just because. There is a similar tangle called, I think it's Tag, which it seems like it's a little bit more structured, but it is a similar one. That one, Tagh, I believe we did a video on that one. An interesting, that one, yeah, if I remember right, it has more of a solid bit in the middle, and I think it's more, even more deliberate than this, but similar. Anyway, I have a Facebook group called Tangles Everywhere, and as I tell you about that, I'm going to fill in them with graphite because this is basically the tangle, and that's that. So I'm going to put some graphite to accentuate where I put those wispy lines. But so there's some bird, and I can't remember where it's from. Somebody had at least once somebody has posted it. And my Facebook group called Tangles Everywhere is where we catch tangles in the wild. We're on the hunt. So it's not about tangles that we do. So those get if they show up, they end up getting removed because what we want to find is things like this. So it was like I said, it was some bird. And its feathers looked like Tag, because it was, like I said, it was like this, but it was solid in the middle. So interesting. If you're interested, I don't know if I have to check if I don't think I have a link to that on my link tree. But I believe you can find it. I mean, you can just search for it, but you might be able to find it from my main page, and I'm going to double check that too and see if I know that there's a link, because I think I have put group by moi, and it's just fun because I don't know about you, but one way you're a tangle addict is when you start taking pictures of things because you're like, oh, that looks like something. But with this group, I don't know why I'm off on this tangent so deeply, but it's not about, oh, that's a cool pattern. It's more about, hey, this looks like this. Like, I see Kiko everywhere. Knightsbridge, of course. And it's just an interesting thing to do. Even though the ones that if you just put a pattern up there, it's not going to get, removed. But it's like, well, what do, then it's, I try to initiate some discussion. Some do some others. What does this look like? Tangling minds want to know. So I'm just doing this part of the border because it feels like it needs something there. But isn't it interesting how they just kind of pop up? It gives them a whole different dimension when we've concentrated the graphite down here. Mine's verging on graphite remorse. But you see the, there's a little of the natural tile color there, and so it works. And like I said, it's just an interesting texture that you can add to your tangles, and something that's just, you can just lose yourself in it, and that is fun. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have, would love it if you click on the like button, but I feel like I have to do something else up here. What if I shade on the inside? Let me think about that for a moment. I'm looking to see what they did on theirs. Yeah, take a look at that video. It's super neat the way it comes out on there. Anyway, again, if you liked it, please click on the like button. Click to subscribe. Check out the description section. That, again, where you'll find the step outs. I'll put a link to the video and probably the newsletter. I think I can link that. I'll put links there so that way you have more information, and that's why I call it the For More Inspiration link. Below that is my link tree. So there, as I mentioned, you will find links to Facebook page, places to follow me if you're interested in tangling with me online, taking classes. I do a lot of free classes. Those are mostly on Thursdays. Every Thursday, actually twice on Thursdays, twice on every Thursday, for that matter, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. my time here in Michigan, which is Eastern time. But if you follow me on, either Facebook or Eventbrite is where I post classes, then you can see it in your time zone, and it just makes it a lot easier. And if you sign up for the class that way, then you get reminders and stuff like that. Tuesday's classes are generally, they have a fee, or I have one, the first week of the month is exclusive to our Tangle Addicts Club, and it's a subscription club. Information is also on the link tree. And, but the third Tuesday, generally the third Tuesday, is Tough Tangle Tuesday. If you want to dive a little deeper into something that's on the tougher side, it's not for the faint of pen. But if you want to come and have a lot of fun, do come and join us, because we will complain our way. No, I'm just kidding. Right through some of those more difficult tangles. And it could be that it's just a high focus tangle. It just has a lot more steps, or it's just plain hard. And so we do try to, of course, have fun as we work to figure them out. And, most times it's like, yep, I hear a lot of comments. It was worth figuring it out. And then there are some that are like, yeah, it was great to figure it out. I don't know if I'm going to do it again, but hey, we visited it and got the t-shirt. All right. So with that, thank you again so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.